Hello, my dear student. Welcome to Department of Zoology, Sri Mulika Devi Mahavidyalaya, Nigoz. In yesterday's video lecture, I was give the information regarding diagnostic features of kingdom Protista, that is phylum Protozoa. In this lecture, I was explained some basic fundamental features of protist. In that we are observed this animal is unicellular, eukaryotic, generally found in aquatic habit. Then we are also take the information regarding types of reproduction, types of nutrition, then uh, their external body surface, that is formation of body. These all the characteristic are studied in previous video lecture. Now today I will start the next important topic of this chapter, that is classification of protozoa. This point is very important in this study because you know without the knowledge of classification of particular animal, it is very difficult to study them. So let us start to study the classification of protozoa. In that first point, that is basic introduction. This introduction is already discussed with you, but as per the rule it is very important to give the some basic idea to the student regarding topic of study. The name protozoa means first animal, first animals, and this name has been derived from the Greek word, that is protos, means first, and zones means animals. Are you understand what is the meaning of protozoa? It is a first animal. First in the sense they are coming from first in evolutionary history. So it's called as first animal. And these name are coming from the Greek word. Greek word, that is protos means first and zones means animals. They are regarded as this is very important. Primitive means first, small in size, which appeared in first in evolutionary history. This is very important. During the study of evolutionary history, we are always find the protozoa or protozoan animals, organisms are kept in first rank during their classification or sorting of organism. So it is called as first and primitive animals. Protozoans consist of, I was give the information this one, that is it is a single cell unit or cell which is morphologically and functionally complete. If you want to study the protozoan, firstly it is a single cellular organism. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Morphologically and functionally it is complete cell. Which one? This cell. So it's called as single cellular, microscopic, primitive, small in size, simplest in the formation of body. It is called as protozoans. The protozoa was first observed by Leeuwenhoek in 1677. This is a scientist. They was firstly observed the protozoa during their study, And second most important thing, that is the name of protozoa. This name, protozoa, was first given by Goldfuse in 1880. This is the very important information regarding your examination. The protozoa was firstly observed by Leeuwenhoek in 1677, and the name of protozoa was given by Goldfuse in 1880. This is very important information for your examination. Sometime the single during the examination they will be asked question on these two scientists. The living hook is first observed and Goldfuse is give the name as a protozoa in 1880. Next point that is very important, definition of protozoa. Definition of protozoa is simply derived. The protozoa is defined as a microscopic unicellular organism. I was give the information regarding this two. Microscopic means it is very small in size. If you want to find out, if you want to study any protozoans, you are always required the microscope for the observation and study unicellular organism. These protozoans are generally unicellular organism living in means they are living in singly or colonial. Singly, that is called as solitary inhabit. Some of the protozoans, group of protozoans are make the colony. And next important things, these organisms show without tissue and organs. Means a single cell. This one only single cell without any tissue and organs, having one or two nuclei. This cell having one or two nuclei, that is called as protozoa. Protozoa is may be defined as a microscopic single cell like unicellular solitary or colonial habitat without tissue and organs in the cell, and most important thing, that is this cell having one or more nuclei, that is called as protozoa. I hope you are understand what is the protozoa. If you have any question, any difficulty regarding this point, you can ask me in comment box. Next important point, that is today's study point, classification of phylum Protozoa. The classification of phylum Protozoa, it is very important because if you want to study the protozoa, to give you have the proper basic idea regarding what is protozoa. So this is the general information regarding protozoa, then definition of protozoa. Next point, that is classification. According to BAMS in 1918, consider as a four most important group of phylum protozoa. For example, named as Mastigophora, Sarcodina, Sporozoa, and Cephalophora as a independent phyla of phylum Protozoa. The phylum Protozoa have been classified into four different subphylum. It is called as subphylum. So today we are discuss this classification. This is very important to study the phylum Protozoa as per their group and as per their phylum. So let us start to study the classification of phylum Protozoa. First one, that is Subphylum Sarcomastigophora. This is a first phylum or phylum of phylum Protozoa. In that first one, how to identify the this one is belong to this animal is belong to the this group or this subphylum. During the study, you can study the some basic diagnostic features of particular organism, particular protozoans, and then after the study of this characteristic, you can keep your protozoan in particular subphylum or particular group of protozoans. Now, the first group of protozoans, that is subphylum Sarcomastigophora, show some diagnostic features. So let us start these features to study the particular diagnostic features of Sarcomastigophora. The locomotory organs are flagella and pseudopodia. This is very important. If you can uh, collect some protozoan animal and to observe them, during this observation, if you are finding the locomotory organs of particular protozoans show flagella type or pseudopodia. For example, your example Euglena. Now, if uh, you can just observe this photo image, you are easily understand what is the their locomotory organs. I will just make the try to make highlighted this one, this red line. This is your, this your red line, it is your flagella for the locomotion type, or some of the species, that is your another example of these sarcomastigophorans are show pseudopodia. Pseudopodia, it is the organ of locomotion. They can find in your protozoans. I hope you are understand what is the flagella. This is a flagella useful for the locomotion. Useful for locomotion. Next one, nucleus is monomorphic. Nucleus is monomorphic. This is very important point. The nucleus is monomorphic means it is a single type of nucleus found in your sarcomasticans forums protozoans. Now here you are easily observe, this is your nucleus of Euglena. It is single type. This next important point, that is nutrition is holozoic or holophytic, like a plant. Holozoic means they can show the injection, assimilation, then digestion process, and holophytic means the they show the nutrition as a plant like, means they can able to produce their own food material by using their photosynthesis process, that is called as holophytic. And holophytic, and what is the holozoic nutrition? It is a type of heterotrophic type of nutrition, means they are depend on the another living organism for the food purpose. For example, this type of nutrition is included the different types of process, that is nutrition obtained by the consumption of food material, then processing of food material, then uh, digestion, absorption, and assimilation. This is the some characteristic known as a holozoic type of nutrition. And holophytic type of nutrition, the this type of the nutrition generally found in plant like nutrition, that is they can be able to produce their own food material by using the photosynthesis. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? This is the diagnostic features of subphylum Sarcomastigophorans. Next important point, that is asexual type of reproduction, that is binary fusion. This information is already discussed with you, that is what is the asexual type of reproduction. Asexual type of reproduction, generally they show by the they show longitudinal binary fusion or multiplication uh, multiply fusion. This type of the fusion are found in your sarcomastigophorans. Next one, that is very important, sexual reproduction by synogamy. That is conjugation type of the nutrition. Synogamy means it is also called as fertilization. It involves the complete and permanent. This is very important. In this process, sexual reproduction, that is synogamy, it involves the complete and permanent fusion of two haploid gametes from the diploid zygote, that is called as synogamy type of the reproduction, commonly called as sexual type of reproduction. समझ में आ रहा? Binary fusions means they have the ability to reproduce ourselves by using their own body. Now in sexual reproduction, they show the synogamy, means it will be also called as fertilization, or the synogamy or sexual reproduction includes temporary and complete, temporary or permanently or complete fusion of two haploid gametes from the diploid zygote. This is the this type of the reproduction observed in your Sarcomastigophorans. The Sarcomastigophora is again show the some classes. So it is necessary to study the some classes. In this study, in this lecture, I will just give the only two, explain the only two classes of Sarcomastigophora. Actually, the Sarcomastigophorans are show 3 to 4 classes, but as for your syllabus, I will just explain any two classes of Sarcomastigophora. So first one, class first, Phytomastigophora. So let us study the class of Phytomastigophora. Mostly free living, found in fresh or marine water. Free living means it is not directly depend on the another organism for the food and shelter. That is called as free living organism. Some are solitary and some are colonial. Same features are again repeated on here. That is, they are living in singly, or they make the group or make the family group of the your same species for the living, or they are continue their life with one type of group. Plant like flagellate without chloroplast. This is very important. Plant like flagellates are observed in your Phytomastigophorans. This is very important characteristic we are observed in Phytomastigons protozoans. Nucleus is vesicular. Vesicular means actually if during the study of vesicular means it is single type of nucleus are present in your Phytomastigophorans. Next important characteristic, that is reserve food material as a starch. You know, the animal and plant show the reservation or reserve food material in the form of different types of different molecules. Um, for example, for example, for example, in plant, starch material are mainly found in rhizosomes, tubers, seeds, fruits, like in wheat, rice, potato. These are the stored food material we are observed in plants. Next important thing, during the storage of the food material in the sense of animals, they are show the glycogen is a most important molecules are stored as a glycogen, glycogen as a stored food materials. So if you can during the study of the Phytomastigophorans, they are similar plant like protozoans. These are the plant like protozoans. So they show the reserve food material as a starch. This is the whole information regarding the reserve food material of starch. Next one, that is holophytic nutrition, that is plant like photosynthesis. You know, the plant like protozoans uh, show the some important characteristic regarding their nutrition. For example, holophytic type of nutrition means these protozoans are able to show the nutrition like a plant. Means uh, these protozoans have the ability, by using their body organs, uh, they can show the photosynthetic type of nutrition. Next one, that is very important, contractile vacuoles present in anterior portion. This is very important characteristic we are finding. The contractile vacuoles are present in anterior regions, and these vacuoles are useful for the your uh, digestion, that is digestion process. Means this contractile vacuoles are useful for the uh, absorption of food material inside the protozoan body, and then to spread all over the protozoal body. This is very important characteristic are observed in Phytomastigophorans protozoans. Next important point, that is very important, asexual type of reproduction we are observed in Phytomastigophora by using binary fusion and multiplication or multiply fusion. You know, these animals, these example Euglena and Volvax, these are the example of your Phytomastigophorans. They show the asexual type of reproduction by using the binary fusion. They have the ability to use their own body and reproduce ourselves. That is by using the binary fusion methods. I hope you are understand what is the asexual type of reproduction. This is the whole information regarding features of subphylum Sarcomastigophora and class Phytomastigophora. If you have any difficulty, any question regarding this point, you can ask me in comment box. Now next one, that is Zoomastigophora. This is a class second Zoomastigophora. They show the flagellate without. So let us start to study the features of Zoomastigophorans. Zoo means and Phytomastigophorans. This is again very interesting thing. If you just read this one, Phytomastigophorans means the protozoans, plant like protozoans. Now here, Zoomastigophorans means the protozoan, animal like protozoans. Now here, again, we are finding some basic characteristic or diagnostic features of class Zoomastigophora of phyto, sorry, Sarcomastigophorans animal. The flagellate without chloroplast or leucoplast. This is a very important character. Chloroplast, if you are called as chloroplast found in your living organism, that time this living organism belong to the Phytomastigophorans because it is characteristic of plants. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? But here without chloroplast means it is belong to the animals. This is very important features we are observed in Zoomastigophora. One to many flagella with basal granule capules complex. This is very important characteristic we are observed in this class, that is a flagella with basal granule complex. These are the flagellum with observed in posterior portion of your protozoans, and they can use this one for the locomotion. This is the general characteristic of your Zoomastigophorans. Next one, chromomatogenic Metaphora absent. Nutrition is holozoic, parasitic, sporozoic. This is again new concept regarding your nutrition. Holozoic means they can easily feed, absorb, then feeding, then assimilation and digestion of food material. Parasitic means these protozoans are depend on the another living organism for the food and shelter purpose. Sporozoic, same, it is also depend on the another living organism for the food and shelter purposes. Some of the species are of Zoomastigophoras are free living, means not directly depend on the another living organism. Very few species of the are show this characteristic, that is free living. Maximum are parasitic in nature, or some are symbiotic bionants, or symbiotic relationships are shown by the protozoans. Symbiotic means they are present in the another living organism, for example the gut of the domestic animals, and they complete their life cycle without any damage or without any difficulty to the particular host animals. So symbiotic type of the habitat characteristic will be found out in this group of protozoans. Next important characteristic, that is the glycogen is a resort food material. I was already told you, your all the living organism are show the these features, that is storage of food material in the form of reserved food material. If the plant are stored their food material, that time they are stored as a starch form. If animal are stored their food material, they can store their food material in the form of glycogen. समझ में आ रहा? This is the very common concept regarding storage of food material. Some are parasitic in reproductive phases of man and other vertebrates. I was give the information regarding this sentence because it is a parasitic in nature, symbiotic in nature. So they can choose any host animal for the living purpose, and they can complete their life uh, inside the another host for the completion of their life by using the symbiotic relationship. They can eat whatever the food material present in the particular host body. समझ में आ रहा? This is the some basic characteristic of your Zoomastigophoran. Some are the gut symbiotic wood-eaten insect. These are, some of the insect are also show the symbiotic relationship with the living another living organism. Same formula are also used by the Zoomastigophorans for their living purposes. Example, Trypanosoma and Trachinoplasma. These are the good Trypanosoma. This is a very one of the best example of Zoomastigophorans. I hope you are understand what is the features of Zoomastigophorans. Now, next one, that is superclass. Actually, this point is not involved, but as per just extra information, I will explain you. Superclass Sarcodina. This group of protozoans are show very prime and principal characteristic for the identification and classification. So let us start, or to let us discuss some important features of this Sarcodina. The body covered with hard internal internal cell or external taste of various material. Again, if you can just study, some of the protozoans are also show the external covering in their body and internal cell also for the protection purpose. The locomotion and food injection by one or more pseudopodia, which may be shot or burnt. This is very important characteristic which will be observed in Sarcodian class Sarcodian animals. For example, amoeba. Now, if you want to capture the full material, that time you use this pseudopodia. This pseudopodia are just imagine this is food material of amoeba. So the amoeba will be try to goes to the near to the particular food material. Now this will be coming to the in this portion and then again goes to the near to the particular food material and absorb it by using this pseudopodia. This will be again as per the age and environment. The pseudopodia is different size, that is short or burnt. But the main aim or main function of this pseudopodia is capturing food material and locomotion purpose. By it will be called as creeping type of the locomotion, means to contractile sorry to contract the whole the body and relax it, immediately relax it. So whatever the uh, whatever the body movement will be happen, this body movement is helpful for the locomotion, and this pseudopodia is helpful for capturing of the food material. Cytoplasm show outer ectoplasm and inter endoplasm. This is a very important thing. If you want to just study the amoeba, that time you are easily identified or easily observed the endoplasm, that is internal wall of the amoeba, will be easily observed. This is the ectoplasm. Ectoplasm are also present in your Sarcodian animal. Contractile vacuole present in freshwater forms. This is very interesting thing. If you are study the Sarcodian protozoans, these contractile vacuoles are present in only freshwater form of the your protozoans. Amoeba is also freshwater form of the protozoans. Now, these contractile vacuoles are used for the digestion of food material. Then we are also find sorry we are also seen observed the some water vacuole, food vacuole. This is the vacuoles using for performing different types of function, body function, to complete their life cycle. Single nucleus. Now here you are observed a single nucleus are present in this class. Reproduction by binary fusion, sexual reproduction by flagellate gametes. This is a very important thing. Maximum number of the Sarcodians show the binary fusion, but some species of the Sarcodian have the ability to show the sexual type of reproduction by using flagellate gametes. Gametes can be sorry, flagellate gametes can be used for the sexual reproduction in the this group of the protozoans. Next one, that is class Rhizopodea. Rhizopodea. Locomotory organs are Lobopodia and Philopodia. This is a very important thing we are observing in this class. If you can just observe the Pseudopodia, that is food capturing organs. Now, Polyphodia is contractile vacuoles, food vacuoles, nucleus shell, and then nucleus cell. Okay, this type of the Lubopodia are useful for the locomotion purpose. It is one type of the organs, or not called as organs, a structure outside the particular cell, and by using these organs, organelles are useful for the locomotion. It is actually creeping. Creeping means they can contract their whole body and relax immediately for the locomotion type, locomotion purposes. That is, if you want to observe the creeping type of the locomotion, to just look or to just observe any larva of insect larva, they can contract their whole body, then relax it, and then move upward, move upward, contracts relax. समझ में आ रहा? For example, this is your larva. Okay, if your larva want to move from one place to the another place, that time they just contract it, means such type of the portion are formed. Okay, then relax it. After the relaxation, they will be coming to the now here again, contract it, relax it. This will be continue, and they can move from one place to the another place. Example, amoeba, articula, arcicilla. This is a photo image of arcicilla, entomoboa. This is a very known example of class superclass Sarcodina and class Rhizopodea. And this is whole information regarding classification of Sarcomastigophora, phylum Sarcomastigophora. In that we are study the first important class, that is known as Phytomastigophora, then Zoomastigophoras, then Circodian, then Rhizopodea. These are the class included in our subphylum Sarcomastigophorans. All the characteristic is very simple or very easy to understanding. If you have any question, any difficulty regarding today's point, you can ask me in comment box. Thank you very much to all of you.